Okay, the next thing I want to show you is cell names or range names. And what I have here is I've got a worksheet with some data for a north region, the east region, but I have to always scroll way over here to get to the south region and the west region. Okay, well I don't want to do that. So an easy way that I can handle this is I can click here where it says Books and Beyond North Region, and I can go up here in this name box, and you see it says cell G5. I'm just going to call this North. And then I'm going to click down here where it says East Region. I'll call that East. And then we'll scroll over to the right, and we'll do the same thing for the South and for the West. And now, no matter where I am in the worksheet, if I go up here and I type North, it'll bring me back to the North region. So that's kind of a shortcut way to use the names feature in Excel. And the names are always stored, and I always forget where they're stored, on the Formulas tab. Here's the Name Manager. And so in the Name Manager you can see that East is defined as cell G15 on Books and Beyond tab and so on. And you can delete them from here, you can edit them from here, you could even add them in here, but it's easier to add them how I did. But that's kind of a shortcut way to kind of bookmark something in your worksheet and jump to it quickly. Now names have more use than that. One cool way, we'll go to the Regional Sales tab here, is you can name a group of cells. So I want to name this Northeast, and then we will name this Southeast. Okay, and so then I could write a formula down here. Let's say I can say this is the, let's do Northeast, and you can hit tab and it'll fill it in once it starts showing it, plus Southeast. And now we've got a formula that adds up the Northeast plus the Southeast. Now you'll notice that what it really did is it added up, what did it add up here? It didn't add all the numbers. To add all the numbers, I'm not sure what it added up, to be honest. I guess it for some reason added quarter 3. Oh, I guess because I'm in quarter 3. Okay, so I guess it did add Northeast plus Southeast for the column that I'm in. So that is kind of cool. If you wanted to add up all the Northeast and all the Southeast, you would do equals sum Northeast plus sum Southeast. Okay. Now you can't reuse the same name in the same workbook because you could go to a different tab and write equals sum Northeast plus Southeast, and if you had a different Northeast and Southeast, that wouldn't work. So it won't let you use the same name in the same workbook. Another way that you can create names, and let me go up here to the Name Manager, and I want to delete Southeast and Northeast. Okay, is you can create from a selection. So because I already have Northeast, Southeast, Northwest, Southwest in my group here, I can go up here and do create from selection and say use the name that's in the left column. And now it automatically named this Northeast and this Southeast and this Northwest and so on. Okay, and then you saw these formulas reappeared now that there was a Northeast and a Southeast again. If I want the total East Coast sales, I can say equals the sum of Northeast and Southeast. And then the West Coast sales is equals the sum of the Northwest and Southwest. Okay. Now names can be really handy because especially if you're going to reference cells from another worksheet, if I cut these cells and move them around, the name moves with it. Or I guess that's a bad example because I moved that. But if I move this whole named range here and move it over to here, the name moves with it, and these formulas didn't get screwed up. These did because now I don't have a Northeast in this column anymore. But the ones that used a sum of the Northeast didn't even get screwed up. And sometimes you can screw up things in your worksheets without really trying to because you're not paying attention to how you're cutting and pasting. And so named ranges are something that is handy as well. And the same thing applies up here. If I go up here and I type southeast and hit enter, it'll bring me back to that named range just like it did on the last worksheet. So named ranges can be handy. Use them when you can.